In this video, we're going to talk about a design style that you've most likely seen before in films or games or on a t-shirt if nowhere else. Cyberpunk design. It's a really interesting style that's futuristic and sleek, yet kind of grungy at the same time. But of course, there are different levels to this that you can achieve based on how you can incorporate its defining characteristics. That's what we're getting into today. I'm gonna share 5 of its defining characteristics and show you examples so you know how to create designs like this. But before we dive in, let's back up a little bit because I want to share some interesting things about Cyberpunk that you might not actually know about, like where it actually came from. So the aesthetic really took shape in the 1980s when cyberpunk emerged as its own subgenre from sci-fi literature and films like Blade Runner in 1982. Cyberpunk as an aesthetic was and is characterized by high-tech societies set in decaying, dystopian, corporate-controlled worlds of the future. It's not at all to be confused with punk design, which is completely different. We do have a video on that if you're interested, which I'll link down below so you can jump to that next. The term cyberpunk was first used in 1980 by Bruce Beckett in his short story Cyberpunk, but William Gibson is considered to be the one who popularized the term in 1984 with the novel Neuromancer. If you've ever seen films like Blade Runner or Tron or Alita Battle Angel, you already know the vibe. Futuristic cities drawing in neon lights, towering skyscrapers covered in nets, but nearly oppressed and controlled by the tech. But cyberpunk isn't just futurism. At its core, it's about contrast. High tech meets low life. A world where mega corporations dominate, cities are overcrowded, and tech is both liberating and suffocating. That contrast is what fused the design style. And you might be surprised when I say this, but cyberpunk has a lot of use cases. Like I said, it's everywhere in entertainment, and it's just really visually appealing, which you wouldn't really think it would be if you just heard what it looks like without seeing it. But it is, and aside from films, video games like Cyberpunk 2077 built their entire visual identity around it. And popularity. Something like that just bleeds into other areas of design like wall art, apparel, and other consumer products. You can see hints at it in brands like Monster, where they use bright neon colors and an edgy theme on a black canvas, and clothing brands like Hyper Brother, Neomachi, and Dinobaza built their entire offering on it. It's fantastic for album covers and POD products like posters, apparel prints, and stickers for those Cybercore fans. And because this style overlaps so much with Japanese manga and anime, you also see it on pop-up in streetwear and creative product packaging that's targeting younger audiences who love sci-fi, gaming, and anime culture. Alright, now before we get into how to actually make cyberpunk designs, let me pause real quick. If you found this helpful and you want more deep dives into design styles, do me a quick favor and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, especially the ones where we actually build these designs together. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Okay, back to the good stuff. So what are the building blocks? Let's break it down. First and foremost, the colors. Cyberpunk is famous for its use of neon. You see a lot of blues, pinks, purples, teals, and acid greens like in the Monster logo, for example. The base will typically be black or another dark color like deep navy or deep burgundy so that the neon colors can glow against it. And that glow is another characteristic that you want to. The idea is essentially to mimic the glow of neon lights in a dark city, and that's what you're trying to capture, you know? So when you're designing, think about layering those glowing accents on top of dark tones. If you're working in Kittl, you can use bright gradients with the glow effect to make your text or graphics pop. And because we have ready-made color palettes, you don't even have to guess which shades of pink and blue work together. They're already there for you. Next up is typography. Cyberpunk fonts are sharp, futuristic, and often a bit experimental. Think blocky, angular sans serifs that feel like they belong on a spaceship console. But here's a twist, you'll also see cyberpunk paired with brush lettering, graffiti-inspired fonts, or even distorted typefaces, which is very 80s. Why the mix? Because cyberpunk is about that clash, you know, high-tech versus street culture. So you might have a bold futuristic header paired with something that looks handwritten or hacked together. In Kittl, we have entire font categories that fit this perfectly, you know, sharp futuristic styles, glitchy styles, and brush fonts you can mix and match. And if you combine them carefully, you'll instantly get that gritty, layered cyberpunk vibe. Now, let's talk about text effects, because these are absolutely crucial for this design style. Outlines, glow effects, double shadows, and glitch overlays. This is where your typography goes from, okay, that's futuristic, to wow, that's straight out of Blade Runner. We actually have a tutorial on the channel showing you exactly how to do glow effects in Kittl. It's totally free and honestly way easier than trying to pull it off in Adobe. All you need to do is an email to start a free subscription and you're in. So try using layered text, one solid layer in neon pink, then an offset glow in electric blue, and maybe even faint shadow in white. That stacked effect creates depth and makes the design feel alive, almost like it's, you know, pulsing with electricity. On the visuals, Cyberpunk thrives on futuristic, city apocalyptic imagery, skyscrapers, alleyways drenched in neon, flying cars, glowing billboard, mechanical lamps, and industrial pipes. Anything that screams urban future works here. You know, kind of how we thought the future would be like in the 90s, 80s, but dystopic on top of it. Films like Tron, Ready Player One, or Ghost in the Shell are basically visual textbooks for this style. You can take cues from those aesthetics, you know, grids of glowing lines, virtual reality landscapes, or decayed industrial textures. In Kittl, you can combine vector shapes with texture and glow effects to build your own futuristic skyline or abstract neon landscapes. And if you want to go all in, you can add Japanese text elements, glitch overlays, or circuit board inspired graphics to really sell the vibe. And finally, influences. Cyberpunk design borrows heavily from Japanese culture, especially Tokyo's urban visuals. Think kanji characters, neon signs, and manga-inspired illustrations. This is partly because of the huge influence of Japanese cyberpunk manga in the 1980s and 1990s. Titles like Akira define the look of cyberpunk worldwide. Those visuals of dystopian cities, advanced technology, and themes of human enhancement and societal control made their way into design language, and now they're inseparable from the style. So if you're designing with cyberpunk in mind, don't be afraid to incorporate Japanese text, anime-style illustrations, or futuristic kanji signage. It's a visual shorthand that immediately places your design in the cyberpunk world. So to recap, cyberpunk design is all about contrast, neon lights against dark shadows, futuristic fonts mixed with graffiti, shiny text colliding with gritty streets. It's a style that feels both exciting and it's a little bit unsettling, which is exactly why it's so powerful in branding and creative projects. If you want to try it yourself, you can hop into Kittl and start experimenting with these colors, fonts, and effects. We've got ready-made templates and tools to help you to get started, whether you want to design a poster, a t-shirt, or even a full branding package. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite cyberpunk reference? Is it Blade Runner? Is it Akira? Or maybe a game like Cyberpunk 2077? Drop it in the comments. I want to know where you're drawing your inspiration from. Again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this deep dive. It helps us keep making bigger and better content for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!